Welcome back to Inside Baker, and now Cole Ridley and Olivia Hernandez are here to talk about the upcoming theater production, which is Ghosts. Okay, so Olivia, Cole, thank you for coming in and joining us today.
No problem.
All right, so first off, the play is called Ghosts, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and when did you guys start doing this play?
Oh, wow.
I think in March is when we first started really doing rehearsals, and even then those were about, the first couple were only just on the weekends, and then we started to have really set weekly schedules of rehearsing about 3 nights a week.
This show ran right up against the last show we had, so fitting in rehearsals early was kind of hard, but we did it. And
yeah, that's actually how we auditioned. We had our audition process was auditioning for Angel Street, and then the seniors who worked on the capstone came and saw us. So really, as Angel Street started to close its run is when we started coming back for callbacks, and that whole process started. So it was late February, pretty much.
Okay, so Angel Street was the capstone, and so how does this work out? Because this is also a senior project, right?
Angel Street.
Actually, this is the senior capstone.
This is the senior capstone, and then Angel Street, I think, was the spring production for the theater.
Right. What that entails is that there are the senior theater majors, and there are 4 of them this year. Picked the show, picked the translation of the script. They've been, since day one, they've been pretty much in charge of everything.
Designing the set, building costumes, or constructing costumes, props, lights, sound, taking care of rentals, rather. So yeah, Tom Hyman, I think we've seen Tom Hyman and Bruce Woodruff
a couple times
at the shows mostly.
They give their input, but all the credit for the work goes to those 4 seniors for sure.
And so, since you're giving them so much credit, why don't you go ahead and give us their names?
Okay, if I can remember them. It's Patrick Lattin, Amanda Luthi,
Brian Behrens, and Tracy Fisher, our director.
Tracy Fisher is our director, and she's done a wonderful job.
Okay, great. So you said you started rehearsing back in February, March. When did the play actually begin its run?
It started last Thursday, and we had a Thursday, Friday, Saturday run, followed by this week's Thursday, Friday, Saturday run as well.
Okay, and then that's all?
And then that's it.
That is it.
We're done.
So I guess it's easy for me to say, like, oh, that's all, but I'm sure it's not that way for you guys.
Well, actually, you know, I think it's a level kind of thing. I know that as far as working on the script and being involved in the play, or actually performing the play, it got to a point where we were like, we're really ready for an audience, we're really ready to finish it and really just perform. But on the other hand, there's also this level of just being involved with the cast, and you know, this week we had our first nights off that we didn't have to go to rehearsal, and I just remember being like really bored, like, God, this sucks. What am I going to do with myself?
So basically, Saturday is our last show, and the only thing we have left to do is to clean up the set and have our little cast party, a little send-off for all the seniors that are involved.
And then we're done. So yeah, I mean, on the one hand, it's like, yeah, it's good to finally have this done, and we can have our weekends back, but then those weekends and Mondays come by, and you're like, where is everybody? I'm so lonely.
So is this the final production this year, then?
Yeah, it's the final one, and then start up in fall again.
Yep.
So do you guys do any sort of planning over the summer for what's going to happen in the fall, or do you just relax, take a break?
You might know about that.
Well, we usually have a good idea of what we're going to be doing in the next coming seasons. Every year, every semester actually, the theater faculty gets together with the award winners, scholarship winners, theater majors, minors, and we have a little meeting and go over which scripts we'd like to use, which would best fit the actors that we have, and stuff like that. So we really get a lot of input into the process, but the ultimate decision comes down to Tom and Bruce, other than these senior capstone projects, which are picked by the students exclusively.
Okay, all right. And can you just give us a short premise of the play, because if someone's never heard of Ghosts, you know, how do they know if they want to come see it?
I didn't hear about Ghosts until I got selected for the production.
Right.
But basically, it's a play that deals with social hypocrisy. And with social hypocrisy comes a pinch of religious hypocrisy. and just about how different people's lives are affected by the lies that hold them in high esteem in society.
See, the play was written in like 1880s by, I think it's Heinrich Ibsen. Heinrich, okay. And it really addressed some scandalous issues at the time, some of which aren't necessarily translating to the present, but like she said, hypocrisy and keeping up appearances when everything seems to be falling apart. So.
Yeah, Heinrich, he was actually judged very harshly for this play, and people weren't open to it at first. I mean, not only did it deal with hypocrisy, which, you know, nobody likes being told that they're a hypocrite. It dealt with that, but of course it also dealt with a lot of diseases that were running rampant at the time, and these were just things that were not discussed ever, certainly not in a play. Diseases like syphilis, and it talks extensively about STDs, and
as well as adultery.
As well as adultery, alcoholism, and then, you know, there are certain characters that represent ideas as far as like female independence, female dominance, women carrying the burdens of their husbands and their husbands' sins, and, you know, those sorts of things. I think it really challenges the idea of having a patriarch. And so it's a very scandalous play, actually.
It is.
Yeah, sounds like some tough issues.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming in and talking with us today. And just one more time, when the play is going to run, in case people want to come see it.
It's 7:30 this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I think that's the 26th through the 28th in Darby Hope Theater, upstairs in Parmenter. So.
All right, great. Well, we hope that some people will come out and see it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for joining us this week on Inside Baker. Once again, I'm your host, Tricia Shelton. Make sure to come back next week. We've got another great show planned.